You guys
Getting started in about 10 minutes. Toss any links to cool stories into the Discord. Where's Waldo? Oh hi KBP. Oh hi Waldo. The splash screen is busy tonight. Skibbity Ohio, as the kids would say. Right, so many good memes. Go wash out yo mouth. Yes, Skibbity, I totally know what that means. The kids love me. I am hip, I am with it. Cowbunga dudes. Just trying to get these words out into the adult universe. That means they'll be dead in a couple months once grown-ups start using them.
Oh, hi. Hello. How you doing? My name is Waldo, and I am here to feel the politics with you. How's everybody doing tonight? I am doing good. And I'll tell you why. It's dark out there. That's good news for me. That means that we're on like the path towards winter where it gets darker like sooner in the afternoon. That's good for me. I hate the sun. It is a grotesque and disgusting day star that gives you cancer, and I hate it. So I need it to go away, and I need to be away from it. That's why I live up here in the Pacific Northwest, is so that I can avoid it as much as possible. So I'm happy when I see it going down sooner and sooner and sooner every night. Then when I do the stream, it's not behind me, hitting me in the back of the head. Less sun is best sun. Exactly. This guy gets it. Hi, how's it going? Um, so I've got it is Monday night, I think. Yeah, pretty sure. Monday. So I've got a handful of politics and headlines to look at. We got all kinds of fun stuff. And if we run out of fun stuff to look at, we'll be voyeuristic monsters and look at some hurricane devastation. It's an American pastime. You know, it is a long cherished American institution of looking at people that aren't you being destroyed by Mother Nature. We all do it. We all love it. We all like it. We secretly do it when no one's looking. It's a whole thing. I know you do. Don't lie. Uh, Anywho, so yeah, that's what we got today. And let's see, where did I want to start today? So I wanted to start today by the instinct is that warns us of danger. Yeah, see, now you've given it some rationalization. I like that. That's good. It's now it's not you being morose and terrible. It's you using other people's examples to feed yourself and make yourself smarter. Psychological, or what's that thing? Evolutionary psychology. There we go. Now we're talking. This is important, and we need to watch other people stand in waist high water. Should have lived there in the past. I know. Goodness, where'd that come from? Um, so yeah, let me think. What did I want to do today? So okay, I'm just minding my own business today, and a friend tells me, "Hey, that's a good short you did today, Waldo." And I said, "Ooh, that's nice. I always like it when my friends tell me I did a good job on the shorts." They're on the YouTube shorts. Go there, click them. They're fun. You can get to the YouTube link from here, YouTube, and if I can spell it right, YouTube. And that made me feel good. And then he told me to update my backdrop here, and I was like, "Nah, man, I like my backdrop." And then we talked about it. He wants it to be, and he made good suggestions and stuff like that. But then I started doing market research. I started looking at all the other streamers. What have they got in the back? What have they got? Where do they get their best viewers from? Like this guy, this chatter right here. Yeah, I missed the tools. Yeah, I had a business meeting to talk to people for work stuff, and then I didn't want them to think that I just have tools lying around. I do all the time. They're all just in a box right over here outside of camera range. I didn't put them away. God, no. I'm going to put them back there where they belong. That's just my brain. That's how my brain functions. If things are in drawers, they don't exist anymore. Obviously, they buy the best viewers. Yeah, exactly. So I was doing market research today, trying to improve my streams. What could I do to get more viewers? Looking at what more successful channels have done, stuff like that. But everybody who's here, feel free to make suggestions in the Discord channel, which is right here, Discord. If you think that there's something I can do to get better, or send me an email. I have an email address in the doobly-doo that's under the YouTube vids. And I came to the conclusion, okay, that what I don't have and need is some big old knockers, some Tego betties. That's what I need. I need to show more boobs. I need to get a bigger audience. I need more sexy, scandalous content. Everybody knows this. So I'm going to start right now, right here. Here we go. Are you ready? Shit. I had this all planned out, and it was supposed to go when I pressed the button, and it didn't do the thing. I'm very sad. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. There it is. Are we ready? There it is. Look at it. Look at them big old jugs. look, they're just fantastic, aren't they? Just great. All the sexy you ever need right there. Uh, they're aren't they gorgeous? So, so nice. Um, and then we've got the I can scroll down a little bit. Hang on, we're gonna go down a little bit, and we get the oh no, I gotta bring it up here so you can see it. Both candidates have tits. Historic. Now that's a funny joke. Like both of the candidates for president need a bra, which is great. But so yeah, I'm trying to up the sex appeal to get more viewers. Do you think this will work? I think that it could. And so I come up with this whole joke, this whole ridiculous premise. And then as I'm writing the things, I see that chick's expression, right? So I've got this thing, I've got this joke, I'm going to talk about it, and I write all the funny bits down so that I can share it with you on stream. And then I see her face, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? She is saying yes. Yes to all of that. That's what she's doing. I know this is just a picture, but she's down. Okay. Am I the only one thinking that? Am I the crazy person who's looking at her and being like, okay, she's down, you know? Keep it in your pants, madam. Please. Thank you. Jesus. She's a minute away from throwing herself at him. And that's disturbing. Am I crazy? Am I imagining this? Mouse City, and you saw her expression. Am I a crazy person for thinking she's absolutely licking her lips right now? I actually don't want to think about it. No? You don't want to? Come on. It's fun. Okay. Let's take that off. Let's keep that away. Let's put that away. I'm going to close that, put that away, and then I'm going to minimize some of these other windows over here that I don't need, and we'll get on with the thing. I kind of thought she was laughing at the situation, almost an eye roll. Okay. All right. I thought she was thirsty. I could be wrong. I misread people all the time. I'm not even any good at it. I don't talk to girls. They're gross. Let's see. Like a screwdriver to the eye socket. I don't want to. Yeah. So, well, then we'll move on. I was trying to get more viewers. I thought maybe I could do it by showing some boobas, but apparently not. I guess we'll just have to use the word skibbity more often. Like, I'll just have to say skibbity more often. Apparently that's all the kids can. The kids can't get enough of it. Skibbity doodah. I don't know. The kids love it, and that's why I'm saying it, and so I can get the audience. That's what I need. Anywho, let's talk about the news. Let's talk about the politics. Let's look at what we've got to talk about tonight. I had it up on the start screen. If you saw it, it was let's go to the start screen. But Elon's Momma has entered the political realm, so that means I get to talk about her. He should try the dry versus wet. Can't have Canooch, just TTS is randomly. But maybe I could have her robot do that every now and then. Yeah, it's true. Maybe I could just have her robot. She is a machine. I can just have her say skibbity every now and then. I mean, then the kids would watch, and then I would be a billionaire, and I would just be able to tell them what to do. It'd be a cool thing. And I'd have flash mobs, and then the fame would go to my head, and I'd start sexually harassing people. It's a whole thing. Man, I don't want to go through all of it, but I'm going to have to at some point, I suppose. What was I talking about? The news. Yes. Okay, great. Let's do that. Let's look at... Where are you? Window capture. Oh, yeah. You have to go here. And then you have to go to window capture. And you have to change it from what was up there to something else.
OMG, the Musks are doing a thing.
Oh, and then I have to resize it because that one was like way too big. There we go. Fact check, 6 days of Trump lies about Hurricane Helene response. So, this guy, Donald Trump, you probably heard of him. He has said a lot of lies about everything ever. And this time we had a hurricane, so he had to lie about that. On Monday, Trump falsely claims Biden hasn't answered calls from the Georgia governor. How could he possibly know that? How could Mr. Trump, who doesn't work in the White House and isn't in the Oval Office, know who Biden has and hasn't had on the phone? Doesn't make any sense. It almost seems like he makes shit up. I'm starting to think this Trump guy's making shit up, you guys. During a visit to Georgia on Monday, Trump said Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, he's been calling the president, hasn't been able to get him. It was immediately clear that Trump's claim was false. Kemp, a Republican, told reporters earlier Monday, before Trump said this, that he had spoken with Biden the day prior, and that it was Kemp who had initially missed a call from Biden, not the other way around. I'm starting to think this Trump guy lies a lot. Monday, Trump cites baseless reports about anti-Republican bias in the North Carolina response. In a social media post on Monday, Trump said of North Carolina, "I'll be there shortly, but don't like the reports that I'm getting by the federal government and the Democrat governor of the state going out of their way to not help people over Republican areas." It was unclear what reports. Nobody knows what he was reading or getting this information from. I'm guessing it was right out of his ass. Trump might have been getting, but there was no apparent basis for the underlying claim. Okay, great. Thursday, Trump falsely claims that Harris spent all her FEMA money on housing illegal migrants, because that's something that the government can just do, right? They can just run out of money. We all know they just run out of money all the time. At a campaign rally in Michigan on Thursday, Trump claimed that Kamala spent all her FEMA money, all her allowance, billions of dollars on housing for illegal immigrants, many of whom should not be in our country. He added in an election-related conspiracy theory saying they stole the FEMA money, just like they stole it from the bank, so they could give it to their illegal immigrants that they want to have vote for them this season. This is false. First, there is zero basis for Trump's suggestion that Biden administration is running some sort of scheme to get undocumented immigrants to vote illegally in 2024. Voting by non-citizens is a felony. No one's doing it. There's no evidence that it's happening. Keep saying it, though, Donnie. It's great. Second, there is zero basis for claiming that FEMA disaster assistance money was stolen by anyone, let alone Harris personally, for the housing of migrants. Doesn't make any sense. There's no evidence that this thing is happening. Why say it? Because nobody cares if he lies. Congress appropriated $650 million in the 2024 fiscal year to fund a program that helps state and local governments house migrants, and instructed U.S. Customs and Border Protection to transfer that $650 million to FEMA to administer the program. But that $650 million pot is entirely distinct from FEMA's pot of disaster relief funds. So Donald doesn't understand the difference. He creates a delusion within his own head, and then he spreads fear. Always those three steps. Always. Friday, Trump falsely claimed $1 billion was stolen from FEMA. We just said that. Saturday, Trump falsely claims the federal government is only giving $750 to people who lost their homes. At a campaign rally, he said they're offering them $750 to people whose homes have been washed away, and yet we send tens of billions of dollars to foreign countries that most people have never heard of. They're offering them $750. They've been destroyed. These people have been destroyed. Think of it. We give foreign countries hundreds of billions of dollars. We're heading North Carolina, $750. Trump's claim is wrong, as FEMA explained earlier in the week on social media on a webpage it created to combat misinformation. You know, I'm going to suggest, guys, that if FEMA didn't have to combat misinformation, they would have more time and more money to help people. $750 is merely the immediate upfront aid survivors can get to cover basics. Pressing needs like food and water, and baby formula and emergency supplies. Survivors are also eligible to apply for additional forms of assistance, such as pay for temporary housing and home repairs. Can be worth thousands of dollars. The current maximum amount for home repair assistance is $42,000. That's if you go through all the steps and you ask the government for the help and they give it to you, and you get $42,000 worth of help. That's fine. Like, why would he lie about it? Because he doesn't care. Doesn't matter. Trump falsely claims that there are no helicopters, no rescue in North Carolina. The North Carolina National Guard said that its own air assets had completed 146 flight missions, resulting in the rescue of 538 people and 150 pets. But apparently, no helicopters, no rescue, according to Trump. It's false. There have been numerous government and private helicopters and other aircraft involved in the rescue aids and air efforts in North Carolina, though some residents died before they could be rescued, and a significant number of residents have remained missing or stranded for days. It's a big thing. that they're working on. CNN reported Saturday that air traffic over Northern Carolina has increased 300% over the past 7 days due to hurricane relief efforts. Great. Everybody's doing their best. Why you got to shit on us, Donald Trump? Why you got to shit on everything? Because you're a piece of shit. That's why. Let's see. What else we got? Ooh, look. Pastor Mike Johnson won't commit to bringing House back before the election for more hurricane relief. And he's going to bitch and complain about it the whole time, I bet. In a letter to the congressional leaders, Biden urged Congress to restore funding to the Small Business Administration Disaster Loan Program as it faces potential funding shortfalls. Biden says, hey, can we have some more money? Mike Johnson says, nah, man, I'm not going to bring all these people in. They're government people. They work. They're busy. They can't be coming to Washington, D.C. to vote on shit. That's gross. Gay. No, we ain't going there to vote on shit. What we are going to do, what Mike Johnson is going to do, is sit around on Twitter, pissing and moaning, bitching and griping that the government hasn't done enough, as he is a member of the government not doing anything. This is amazing. Speaker Mike Johnson on Sunday did not commit to calling Congress back. In an interview on Fox News Sunday, Johnson was asked about Biden's letter to congressional leaders on Friday requesting more money for federal disaster recovery efforts after Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas warned that the department doesn't have enough money to get through the rest of the hurricane season. In his letter, the president urged Congress to restore funding. Pressed on whether or not he would call Congress back the session before election. We'll be back in session immediately after the election, said Pastor Mike Johnson. That's 30 days from now. The thing about these hurricanes and disasters of this magnitude is it takes a while to calculate the actual damages, and the states are going to need some time to do that, said Johnson. Specific needs and requests based upon actual damages. So he's saying, and this isn't an unreasonable thing to say, but he's not going to say that on Twitter. His fans and Donald Trump's fans aren't going to hear any of this. This is what he says to the nice people at the news. And what do you hear online? The government hasn't helped us. The government's just ignoring us. The government's leaving us out to dry. Well, damn, FJB, man, that Joe Brandon guy sure did abandon us. That's what you're going to hear. Doesn't matter if it's true. They just need it to sound true. Did he try to Sharpie it again? I don't know, man. If Trump didn't get his Sharpie out, isn't he just letting us all down? Probably just another Musk sock puppet account. Yeah, Trump unplugged all the phones on the way out. Maybe that's how he knows. He's like, you know what? Listen, I did a prank on my way out. I unplugged all the phones. That way, when Joe Biden doesn't talk to anybody, I'll have something to gripe about. I have something to complain about. I'll tell everybody I know he didn't do any calls. There wasn't going to be any fact checking. I heard there wasn't going to be any fact checking. That's a good meme. I heard there wasn't going to be any fact checking. Well, I might use that more often. Like, I heard there wasn't going to be any fact checking. Okay? Just back up. Let's see. What else is in the news tonight? What else did I get here? What did I get ready? Oh, hey, we're talking about Mike Johnson. Here's Mike Johnson one more time. I'm just going to play it, and we'll listen to him.
The basis suggestion the Democrats are behind the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I want to ask you another question.
There's so many. Please, anything.
Well, you have the opportunity to condemn it if you want. You have that opportunity, but we can move on now. I do want to ask you a question that Senator Vance did not answer at this week's debate. Can you say unequivocally that Joe Biden won the 2020 election and Donald Trump lost?
See, this is the game that is always played by mainstream media with leading Republicans. It's a gotcha game.
It's a gotcha game. You guys, I play gotcha games. Man, I played Genshin and Wuthering Waves, and all that fun stuff. This is not a gotcha game. Joe Biden won in 2020. Easy peasy, Mike. Nobody will ever ask you again. Say it once. We'll never ask you again. We'll never ask again if you say it. But he's scared to say it. Why is he scared to say it? Because he doesn't want to piss off Daddy Trump. His daddy doesn't like the truth, so he's not going to say the truth. He's not allowed politically to say true things because it upsets Papa Trump. He's a bitch. I mean, that's all there is to it, right? You won't do real things. You won't say the things if it pisses him off, and you don't want him pissed off. So you're going to hide. You're going to cower. You're going to be a little wiener, Mike Johnson. Yeah. See what I did there? And not say true, real things. Replacing ballot boxes with loot boxes. Yeah, but, replacing RNC with RNG. Okay, I like it. We also, the more money you have, it's pay to win. Honestly, our democracy right now is pay to win. P2W. The more money you have, the more chances you have. The rich people get infinite rerolls in court, like Shinto always tells us. Maybe we are in a gotcha game. You guys, do we live in a gotcha game? I'm having like a existential crisis now. Do we live in a gotcha game? Taxes or microtransactions? Son of a bitch. This is my new political theory. Okay, I'm going to keep working on this. What's today? Monday. So we'll do a Wednesday stream. Maybe I'll have an entirely new political outlook. Maybe I'll have an entirely new, complex understanding of our society because it is actually a gotcha game. There's something here. Okay, there is something here, and we need to work on it. Red pill, yeah. Red pill got the gotcha pill. We just took the gotcha pill. Let's see if he has anything else to say. Anything else there, Guy?
You want us to litigate things that happened 4 years ago when we're talking about the future. We're not going to talk about what happened in 2020. We're going to talk about 2024 and how we're going to solve the problems for the American people. I think this game that's played all the time, I'm not going to engage in it. We're not talking.
You're literally engaging in the game right now by not saying the very simple, obvious truth, by trying to save Donald Trump's very fragile fifis, his very delicate feelings. You're playing a game, Pastor Johnson.
Talking about that. Joe Biden has been the president for almost 4 years. Everybody needs to get over this and move forward. That's what we need to talk about. What happens on November 5 and the days after that. I think that's really important, and that's what the demand for us to talk about.
So like Senator Vance, you cannot say unequivocally that Joe Biden won the 2020 election and Donald Trump lost?
George, I'm the Speaker of the House. I work with the President of the United States all the time. Joe Biden has been the president for 4 years. There's not a question about this, okay?
There is question about this from Donald Trump, from the people on your side, from the person currently running for vice president. They have questions about this. Your constituents have questions about this because you have led them to have those questions. You want them to have those questions, Mike. I know you do. Because that causes chaos. You want chaos.
Okay. It's already been done and decided, and this is a gotcha game that's played, and I'm not playing it. I want to talk about the future. Let's talk about policies. Ask me anything you want on any challenging issue. Let's put that out there for the American people. That's what they need to hear.
Well, it's President Trump who every single day, former President Trump, at just about every rally is saying that the election was rigged, that he won, and that Joe Biden lost. I'm just saying if you accept that or not.
George, I'm not going to play the game. Ask me any question on any issue that's facing the country.
He's literally playing a game. Like, this is amazing. It's a gotcha game, apparently. And he just hit the dodge button. He hit the dodge roll. Which one is dodge roll? Shift, left shift. He's pressing left shift right now to dodge. He's dodge rolling. He's committed to the non-answer. Yeah, he's strongly held ignorance. You know, his sincerely held ignorance is you can't sway it. There's a puppy dog down here. But he's looking at me. I can't grab him right now. He's gonna try and sneak away. It won't work. I gotta wait until he sits down and gets comfy. Then I'll grab him, okay? There he is. Look.
There was a shadow.
Yeah, there it is. Look at him. He's sitting down. He's looking right at me. He's wondering why I'm whispering. He doesn't know. He doesn't get it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna grab him.
Bobo.
Okay, so fun story. When I went to grab him, I kicked the chair. Don't know if you heard that, but now my toe is bleeding, just slightly. But I can't show that on screen because bodily fluids, even busted toe, are not allowed on stream. So I'm just gonna, ow, that hurts. Okay, kind of flatten and straighten out that toenail, because I bent it backwards a little bit. Yeah. Okay. This is what I do for you. Okay, remember that. And now he wants to play. So we'll throw this thing around a little bit. So, hi, how's everybody doing? I'm good. I'm great. Thanks for asking. My toe hurts, but it's okay. It's worth it. And I bang my toes like every day. It's not even anything to worry about. I'm going to turn this light off. I think that was too much light. Yeah, better. So that was Bobo, the baby bark boy. If you hear them barking, you can usually hear the other one barking a little bit louder all the time. They bark at everything that moves. Rest in peace for the toe. Yes, thank you very much. Wow. I appreciate that, Mel City. Thank you. I might take a picture of it and put it on the Discord later, but not right now. Anywho, we got the news to talk about. We got politics to look at, don't we? Yes, we do. What have we got? We've got The View co-host Joy Behar begs Republicans to vote for Democratic Party. Just do it this one time. So, I get what she's doing. There have been lots of Republicans who are talking about voting for Kamala. You got your Dick Cheney, your Liz Cheney, a couple of other people. Bill Kristol is talked about voting for Kamala. He's definitely a Republican. He's like a neocon. He's like a Reagan neocon economic guy. He just thinks that Donald Trump is going to spend more money than he takes in. That's a problem for him. So he's not going to vote for it, and it's going to drive the deficit up. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. Bill Kristol, I suspect, is just in it for the dollars. Then we've got a handful of other Republicans who are saying things like this. So Joy Behar is almost halfway to the position that I took last stream, which is, no, Republican, listen, don't. Republican, listen, don't vote for Kamala. No, 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 no. Just leave it blank. Follow me. Listen, this might work for you. You know that Donald Trump is a liar. You know the things that he has said aren't true because you've been trying really hard to defend him. I know you have. I've seen you online. I've seen you in chat. If you don't think that he's a good choice, just leave your ballot blank on the presidential side. You don't have to vote for Kamala. Just don't vote for him. He's an authoritarian, surrounded by fascists. Don't vote for him. If you can't bring yourself to vote for Kamala, just leave it blank. You can do that. It's okay. You can still vote for your governor and your senators and all your House representatives, all your local reps. You can do that. Just don't vote for him. And then he will lose, and then we can move on, and you can go back to being normal. This is an off-ramp for you. This isn't Waldo trying to trick you. This isn't the trying to steal from you. I'm telling you, this is the off-ramp. If you have been feeling like it's a bit too crazy, if you have been feeling like the partisanship has gone out the window and through the roof, if everything is way too crazy for you right now, and you think, hey, maybe that Donald Trump the reason. There's an off-ramp. That off-ramp that I am offering you, just leave it blank. That way you can feel better for not supporting the authoritarian surrounded by fascists. And you can feel good that you didn't vote for the Dem. It's okay. You can vote for everybody else. And that's my plea to Republicans. Not, hey, vote for Kamala. No. Yeah, don't do that. Joy Behar here is being silly. She is about halfway well thought out as I am. Just leave it blank. There are a lot of other things on that ballot, you know. If you're in a specific state, you can vote on laws, which laws become true, and which laws are passed and stuff like that. You can vote for those. Absolutely. That's totally fine. Do it. Go for it. I want everybody to register and then do that and vote for who you think is best. Unless it's Donald Trump. You shouldn't vote for him. Let's see. What else is in the news? And I'm the only one brave enough to say it. I'm the only one strong enough to tell you, don't vote for Donald Trump. Just leave it blank. What else is going on? Okay, so this one hit me in the face. I didn't know what was going on. That sounds like a lot of reading and insight. I just want a big checkbox with a fighting picture and a Trump picture. Yeah. You go. You're describing the Florida ballots. You go into Florida and you pick out a presidential ballot. It just has his face, and then it has a two cats fighting in the other box. And you're like, well, which one would you choose? Okay, well, all right. All right. So, okay. Bring it back up here. So, Alex Cooper, host of Call Her Daddy podcast, reveals that Donald Trump was invited to appear on her podcast, but declined. MAGA accused Cooper of being biased by having Kamala on. Turns out Trump was just too scared to show up. So, this lady, nice lady, Alex Cooper, does a podcast. That's great. I'm a live streamer. I get it. I didn't know who she was because I'm not a young woman. It's not a thing for me. How many downloads do you think she gets a week? I didn't know this. 5 million downloads of her podcast a week. A week. And over the whole month before this election, we have 4 more weeks to go. That could be 5 million people who weren't paying attention, weren't interested in politics, young people, 18 to 24, that are probably not registered. Maybe they'll get registered because of this, and maybe they'll go vote for Kamala. This has made the regular news media very unhappy. This has made your CNNs and your MSNBCs and your Sunday morning shows, if you turn on Sunday morning TV news shows, they're unhappy with this. They're unhappy that she doesn't come to their shows. They're jackasses. 5 million downloads a week. That's a lot of ears. That's a lot of people paying attention. CNN doesn't get numbers like that. They don't. They just don't. They're dinosaurs. They're leftovers. They're old. This is the new media. You know, the webcams, the chats, it's links, asking questions in chat. This is all very good. This is new media. And she knows it. And her campaign knows it. Who's the most corrupt? Donald Trump. That's who. Very easy question. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming in. Hit us with your hot takes. Feel free. So she's going to there, and then she's going to go see Howard Stern, because he's got lots of people who just don't pay attention and aren't interested in stuff. You know who's not undecided? I mean, what I'm getting at. There's nobody watching a CNN Sunday morning news show who's undecided. There isn't any. Nope, none, zero. If you want the undecided voters to listen to you, you have to go to where they are, which is not CNN, not MSNBC, not Fox News. Everybody watching those is already decided. Is the answer megachurch televangelists? No, actually. Those guys are definitely decided. They already know who they're voting for. The prosperity gospel folks, they know exactly who they're voting for, and they've already told their congregation who to support and who to vote for. They're not allowed to do that. It's illegal, but nobody cares. It's a whole different stream. It's a whole different problem. So, yeah, let's keep looking at this topic. So we got that. Then everyone understand, she gets second most popular podcast in the world, 5 million downloads a week, most listened to podcast among women ages 18 to 24, reaches a lot of people who are not political. That's why it's important. That's why it matters. That's why she's doing it. She's not an idiot. She's here to win. And she's doing a good job so far. Let's listen to her on that podcast for a couple of minutes.
I do want to clarify something. In the debate, former President Trump claimed that some states are executing babies after birth. Can you just clarify?
That is not happening anywhere in the United States. It is not happening, and it's a lie. It's a bold-faced lie that he is suggesting that, can you imagine? He is suggesting that women in their 9th month of pregnancy are electing to have an abortion. Are you kidding? That is so outrageously inaccurate, and it's so insulting to suggest that would be happening and that women would be doing that. It's not happening anywhere. This guy is full of lies. I mean, I just have to be very candid with you. So in my career, from the time I got out of law school through most of my career as a prosecutor, I understood that the words that I spoke and what I did with those words would be the difference between whether somebody was charged with a crime or went to prison, maybe prison for life. When I was Attorney General, I was the top law enforcement officer of the biggest state in this country. And I was acutely aware that the words I spoke could be the difference between whether a corporation was in business or out of business, that the words I spoke could move markets. The idea that someone is not only so careless and irresponsible and reckless, but out and out lies to create fear and division in our country, and thinks he should be president of the United States standing behind the seal of the president of the United States using the microphone that comes with that, and using that voice and those words in such an irresponsible, and that's mild, way. And this is why this election matters.
Okay, so did that seem like a CNN interview to you? No, it didn't. It was much better. They let her talk for 2 whole minutes uninterrupted. You don't get that on CNN. You don't get that on MSNBC. You don't get that on Fox News. You don't get to talk for 2 whole fucking minutes. Dude, then we answer the question, then we'll ask you another one, and then we'll cut for a commercial for soda or tobacco or drugs. They have drug commercials all day, every day. It's pharmaceutical drugs. It's Merck and Pfizer and stuff like that, but that's still drugs. Letting her talk for 2 whole minutes. CNN, if you're listening, and I know you're watching, this is what the people want. They don't want you in your fancy suit with your fake sky behind you or your fake bookcase with books you've never read, to just say the thing as fast as possible so that we can move on to the next thing, so that we can move on to the next thing, so that we can go to another car commercial. Okay? Listen to what she did. Start doing more of it. Damn. It was okay. I was undecided, but that was really hit home. Yeah, exactly. KVP, you were the person not paying attention who needed to hear that, and that got sent possibly to 5 million young people. I think that's a good idea. You're not going to get those numbers on CNN. Reverse mortgages and boner pills if it's phone news. Yeah, exactly. Can we have mortgage pills and reverse boners? I don't know. Can we swap those? Can we do reverse pills and mortgage boners? I don't know. You can get those downloads too if you get just go to the shady link. I could if I just follow. Oh, you know what? I could have those kind of downloads if I just listen to the robots that keep coming in here. I'm just not willing to do it, I suppose. I guess I should let the robots take over. Click on their links. Yeah, I think you're right, KVP. I think I should do that. I mean, I've already tried 2 things to get more viewers tonight: the nudity and the skibbity. Ah, damn it! I forgot to do it.
Skibbity.
There we go. Thank you. Damn. Robot. I caught Canooch on a smoke break or something. Reverse boner sounds like something you need meds for. Maybe. I guess we'll try everything. We'll say skibbity. We'll have reverse boner pills. We'll sell meds from Pfizer and Merck and stuff like that. Skibbity doo dah, skibbity day. That's right. And oh man, I could do something. What should I do when it said exclamation point skibbity? Somebody tell me what I should do with that so that it works. I can do stuff with the robot. I can make her do things if we do that. Dr. Jones is all naturals. Yeah. ZipRecruiter. That's a podcast one. So, all right. Anywho, let's go. Let's move on. What are we talking about? She's doing good and she's going to win. You know who's not doing good and who's not going to win? These goobers. So his name is in the title and his mama's name is in the title, and we all saw his mama tell everybody to go do a crime. Here it is. Let's watch. It's only a few minutes long. I'll probably only stop I'll stop it about halfway through. He gets repetitive and annoying and honestly too cringy. So let's watch Elon and watch the corporate takeover of our entire government. It'll be great. She's South African. It's okay. All right, yeah, you're right. Maybe she doesn't know what's going on.
His name is Elon Musk.
His name is Elon
He saved
Musk.
free speech. He created
Saved free speech.
so many different great things.
Christ almighty.
Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here.
Jumping around like a
Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
damn toddler.
Hi, everyone. As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
God, the cringe. Ah, dark MAGA. Is that because you're from Africa?
Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot.
They're not running against Joe Biden. He backed out, remember? No, they don't remember that. They miss him. They really wish Joe Biden would come back. They were doing much better against him. Also, that's not a policy stance. Hey, one guy's too old and this guy pumped his fist after getting shot. What policy stance is that? How does that make you better?
Fight!
At
Blood
running the
coming
country?
down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America?
The smartest person who has the best ideas. He just wants the tough guy because he's an idiot. He's never passed. He never got matured past 13. I think you're right, Shinzento. He's a 13-year-old. He doesn't know why that doesn't make for a good leader. He's got Wayne's World roll. I'm digging it. Okay.
And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech.
No, they don't. They never have. They just want some sort of control over horseshit lies on your platform, because the people there are filling it with dangerous, poisonous, toxic lies, harmful to the world.
They want to take away your right to bear arms.
No, they don't.
They want to. They want to take away your right to vote effectively.
He says that while standing next to Donald Trump, who is absolutely the person who has been cheating for the past 8 years at the votes. I was told there would be no fact checking. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I should stop fact checking him. I know.
You got 14 states now that don't require voter ID.
He doesn't understand voter ID. I know there's no fact checking, but he misunderstands why they don't have voter ID. He creates a delusion within his own head that people are just wandering in saying, my name is Mickey Mouse, let me vote. And then he spreads the fear that that's what's happening. Voter ID is a very complicated issue. You register and they check to make sure everything's correct, and then they know who you are. They check your IDs, then they check your address and stuff like that. They check all of your public records to make sure you are the right person. And that's like 100 votes right there. I know. Then if you show up in person, they have a voter roll. They have a list of names. You tell them your name. They don't have it out front and let you pick the names that you want to vote for. Oh, yeah, I'm Mickey Mouse, and I'm Donald Duck, and I'm Minnie Mouse, and I'm Daisy Duck, and I am Elon Musk. And then you walk in there and vote 8 times. That's not how that works. He misunderstands how the system works. He creates a delusion, just like Donald Trump, and he spreads fear. Because that is how they operate. That is the framework for our entire government if they're in charge. They misunderstand a thing, they create some kind of delusion, they spread the fear, and then they'll get Congress to act on it. All right, let's keep going.
California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting.
What they've banned is the idea that you have to have a driver's license. People who go to vote, you can use your student IDs, or you can use your driver's license, or you can use your hunting license, or you can use your fishing license, or you can use your Social Security card, or you can use your birth certificate. Republicans hate that. They don't want you to have all those choices. No. Only driver's license. Only driver's license. Because sometimes minorities don't have driver's licenses. So he misunderstands and he's spreading fear. I doubt there's a misunderstanding here. It's just a lie. No. Well, I think that he misunderstands it. He posts all the time about this whole voter ID thing because he doesn't understand it. Doesn't know what's going on. Is he maliciously if you could explain it to him, would he change his mind? No. That's a different issue. We'll cover that in a few minutes. I've got an entire rant about that. So stay tuned. Stick around. I've got an entire rant about Republicans bending their brains around facts. We'll get to that in a few minutes. And this is what he would do. So we'll save that for in a minute. How can the smartest man in the world have such a great misunderstanding? He's not the smartest man in the world. He's the richest. There's a difference. Oops, wrong button.
I still can't believe that's real.
He doesn't understand it, man. I'm telling you, he doesn't understand it. This isn't him being malicious. He doesn't know what it means. He will not learn. Learning is dumb and stupid, and he hates it, and he never does it. Learning is for nerds, and he's not a nerd. He's a cool guy. He's dark MAGA. Didn't you hear?
So How are you supposed to have a good, proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless.
They are checked. That you can check. You can use anything you want as identification. Any legitimate document can be used, and you're already on the voter rolls. You can't just walk up there and say, "Hey, I'm Steve Smith," and they're like, then they'll check the logs and be like, "There's no Steve Smiths on this list," and you're like, "Okay, well, I'm Jeff Johnson." That doesn't work. They kick you out of there, man. This is not a problem. We already have the solution. Republicans want to dick it up.
And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And if people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment.
Yeah, Trump doesn't like being sidelined for very long.
President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America.
What are the Dems going to do to get rid of democracy? How has that been? Where is he getting it? Any specific reason? Anything specifically that Kamala has suggested would lower democracy? Please.
Yes. This is a must-win situation. Must win. So I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. There's one request. It's very important. Register to vote.
Okay, we're going to stop right there because all he does is say register to vote in 7 different sentences for the next 3 minutes. And we're not going to watch all that. It's cringe enough. I've had enough cringe. Thank you. I bet a surprising amount of people love that Elon is drunk up there. It's a must win. It's a must win election. Jesus, you should be the live streamer, KBP. It's a must win. So, yeah, again, madness, nonsense. He doesn't understand what voter ID is all about or why anybody would be upset about it. He's never had a hurdle in front of him before. Like, he's never had a system, a government or something like stand in the way and tell him no. He just gets everything he wants. He buys his stuff and he uses his money to get around any problem that he has. He's not like us, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, yeah, okay, let's look at his mom. Let's look at his ma'am. His meme. Let's find his mom, who did tell people to break the law. Here we go. Come on, load. Elon Musk's mom says cheating for Trump isn't illegal. Twitter fires back, you're just as dumb as your son. So she said, the Democrats have given us another option, she tweeted. You don't have to register to vote. On Election Day, have 10 fake names, go to the 10 polling booths, and vote 10 times. That's 100 votes. That's not illegal. Maybe we should work the system too. That is illegal. It's very illegal. May Trump? Yeah, sorry. Her name is May Musk. Momma, Elon, your mama's so stupid. She told people to do election fraud. That's the joke. That's the whole thing. She thinks this is what's happening. She misunderstands how these things happen. Have 10 fake names. Well, if you have 10 fake names, pick a name at random. Chat, give me a human name. Just anyone. First name, last name of a normal human being. And we'll use that as our example. Trump plays his cards right. She might be May Trump. Ben Dover. Fantastic, Shincento. Thank you. Benjamin Dover. Okay. Jerry Ferns. If you go to the voting booth and you say, hi, my name is Benjamin Dover, or Jerry Ferns, they will look at their sheets, they will look at their registered voters, and then they will say, hey, I don't see Benjamin Dover, or I don't see, we're going to use Benjamin Dover. Well, I don't see Benjamin Dover on this list anywhere. Hang on, let me double check. Then they will double check, and they will say, yeah, there's no Benjamin Dovers on this list. Can I see your ID? That's exactly what has happened. That is what has always happened. But they don't know this. May Musk, Elon Musk, Donald Trump don't know that. Most Republicans do know this. They just don't want anybody else to know. They're pretending they don't know. Mike Johnson knows exactly how this system works. He pretends not to because he's paid not to by Donald Trump. And, well, not paid by Donald Trump, but he's influenced by Donald Trump to not understand how this works. The voter IDs are illegal. Trump and Musk just explained that. I know, exactly. Exactly. That's the problem. Like, they will ask you for your Social Security card or any kind of identification at that point. If you pull out your Social Security card and it is 100% legitimate, Benjamin Dover has a Social Security card. They will say, oh, goodness, okay. If the state has same-day registration, they will allow you to fill out registration paperwork. That paperwork has your name, your social, your address, your phone numbers, all of these fun things. And if you fill that out illegally, wrongly, with fake stuff, you've committed a crime and they won't count your vote. We have the system in place. We already have it under control. They're telling you that it isn't. We have a society. We live in a society. And they're telling you that we don't. Don't believe them. Don't break society because a lying grifter told you society's broken. Don't go nuts trying to fix a thing that's already working properly. It's not a valid vote until you're verified. Exactly. Even if you fill out that. So we're going to imagine this totally unreal person with the fake name of Jerry Ferns. So Jerry Ferns is a liar. His name is actually not Jerry Ferns. He is lying. And he's trying to vote for Kamala twice. He's going to create a fake name, Jerry Ferns. He's going to create that fake name, and he's going to go to just a poll place at random, apparently. And they're going to look for his name, and it's not going to be there unless he already knows that somebody in the area is named Jerry Ferns and they haven't come to vote yet. And it's very unlikely that he'll be allowed. And even then, they might ask you for any type of ID. A lot of them ask for some type of ID, Social Security number, or Social Security card. What's your address? What's your phone number? And if you get these things wrong, they think that you're a liar, and then they turn you away, or they mark you as suspicious, and then have you double checked afterward. They're not about to tackle the son of a bitch right there in the line.
Trying to explain the concept of social security numbers.
Yes,
I understand that every guy gets a number.
Yes.
Every guy gets a number, because how are you going to tell them apart?
Exactly. Everybody's got a number. Anyway, they don't know any of these things exist. They don't know how these things happen. They don't know where it comes from. So they think that it's broken, and they'll tell you that it's broken because it benefits them to say that it's broken. They're crooked, they're lying, they're stupid, or they're stupidly lying, or they're lying stupids, or they're lying because to spread stupidity. It's a very complicated. There's a lot of options over there on the Republican side. Then they slide you $20 and say, "What's a little fraud between friends?" Yeah, then you give them $10 and be like, "Hey, let me vote. Come on, man, come on." And then they'll just mark you as suspicious, let you vote, and then at the end of the day, they'll be like, "Yeah, this one's suspicious. So find this guy. Yeah, take it out." And then they take it out. Damn. He doesn't know any of that. May Musk does not know any of that. She thinks that you can just walk in with 10 fake names to 10 polling booths and vote 10 times. She thinks that she misunderstands how things work. She has created a delusion of walking into 10 different places with 10 different names and now spreading that fear on Twitter. This is the new plan. This is the new world. MDF. Misunderstand, delusion, fear. That is the new currency within America. You dress as a delivery person, drop off boxes full of ballots. They'll never expect it. Right. Who could possibly complain about this? So let's see. She has said her stupid crap. Let's talk about Florida Man. It's been a while since we got to talk about Florida Man. How about we talk about Florida Man? DeSantis administration threatens local TV station for airing abortion rights campaign ads. So let's watch this horrible nightmare monster ad that has the government of Florida cracking down.
My first thought was,
let's do it with
when I
audio
saw the
this time.
tumor on the MRI, my first thought was, am I going to be able to see my daughter again? The doctors knew if I did not end my pregnancy, I would lose my baby, I would lose my life, and my daughter would lose her mom. Florida has now banned abortion, even in cases like mine. Amendment 4 is going to protect women like me. We have to vote yes.
That's it. That's the nightmare. That's the monster. They hate it. They are trying to sue the TV company for that very inoffensive thing. Ron DeSantis' administration has appeared to threaten local TV station with legal action for airing the abortion rights campaign ad. The ad in question is the same one that aired in Florida during the vice presidential debate between Tim Walz and J.D. Vance. It features a woman named Caroline who needed to have an abortion and cancer treatments for a brain tumor diagnosis in 2022. She had brain tumor and she was pregnant. If they gave her the cancer treatments, it kills the baby. If she doesn't take the cancer treatments, she dies and the baby dies, and then her daughter doesn't have a mother anymore. So she and her doctor decided that the abortion was the best idea. She wasn't happy about this. This isn't the way she wanted her life to work, but that is how shit rolls sometimes. Telling you that on a TV commercial, according to the Florida government, is illegal. Because they're fucking fascists. The doctors knew that if I did not end my pregnancy, I would lose my baby, I would lose my life, and my daughter and I would lose her mom. Florida has now banned abortion, even in cases like mine. Amendment 4 is going to protect women like me. So let's get down here. This advertisement is not only false, it's dangerous, says the Florida government. The health department said that if the ad is not removed within 24 hours, the department will initiate legal proceedings to obtain an injunction. Critics have accused the state government of fascism and trying to silence political rivals. Leon County Democrats responded, outrageous bullying used by the government, pure fascism. Floridians, this is not democracy. We do not live in a free state, free of government interference, free of government intimidation, and free of government overreach. The DeSantis regime is threatening TV stations with prosecution for running ads supporting abortion rights in Amendment 4. Florida is not a free state. And I think they're onto something. I think they're right. Oops. I'm trying to get this thing going up here. So here we are again with the free speech absolutist right wing. Elon just talked about how important free speech is. But he doesn't give a shit about this, does he? The right wing demands equal access to the social platforms and demands to be taken seriously on TV media. Telling a person what they can't say is anti-First Amendment. This isn't a complicated, abstract hypothetical about screaming fire in a crowded theater. I often argue and invent hypotheticals right here with you all the time. This ain't one. This is a person telling you literally what happened to her and telling you what the law that's up for a vote next month and how it would affect her. This is the reason the First Amendment, freedom of speech, exists. Telling people what happened to you and how the laws are going to affect you is why we have the damn thing. Understanding how the laws will affect the people is necessary for an informed populace. Elon said so too a minute ago. But the Florida government does not want an informed populace. Crazy, though she can vote yes for and Trump. Yeah, she could if she wanted to. And the free press that's also included within that First Amendment has the right to broadcast this story. They have the right to broadcast this ad. further informing the public about the proposed law that is up for a vote in their state. But the Florida government does not want an informed populace. In their letter, the state says that the ad is a violation of Section 386.01. And they might be correct. It might be an infraction of 386.01. But that makes me worried that 386.01 is unconstitutional. Are the Republicans going to worry about that? No, they don't care. They don't respect the Constitution. They don't know what it says. They just know this ad makes them feel bad. It harms their sincerely held ignorance. Hence, the ad is unconstitutional. If they see ads for Trump waving an American flag and talking about Haitians eating cats and liberal states killing babies after they're born, that makes them feel good. So it's reinforcing their sincerely held ignorance. So that is constitutional. You see the difference? Conservatives fundamentally misunderstand the First Amendment. It is intended to protect the freedom of speech and the freedom of the press from government actions, not Facebook actions, not Twitter chatbot actions, not the mods on Twitch. If Facebook says you're not allowed to say that, Facebook is a company. They're allowed to do that. They're not harming your rights. When the government of Florida threatens legal action, if the TV studio does not comply, that is the government taking away your rights. This is step 3 in the fascist takeover of the U.S. I'm not kidding here. Step 3. Not step 1. Nah, man. The game is already afoot. Step 1 was getting reactionary Republicans in charge of the state governments. Step 2 was to pass laws like this Section 386.01. And those 2 steps have already happened. It's over. It's done with. They exist now. We are on step 3, which is to use the unconstitutional laws to reduce your opponent's freedom. Step 4 is to spread, and step 5 is to repeat for eternity. Fascism has found a foothold in Florida. I like that. I'm going to use that as the title on YouTube. And we were talking about Elon earlier and stuff like that. I've been thinking about it, and I was just debating and thinking in my head, why do they believe the things? Why do you hear Trump say the lies and they believe it? Do you just want to believe it? Do you just not see it? Conservatives don't have opinions. They have blind spots, and they fight like hell to maintain them. Show them a fact that contradicts their narrative, and they dodge, deny, or discredit. If you can convince one to actually look at facts, they will warp their brains like Play-Doh in a circle around the fact to ignore it so that they can't see it, so that it won't be there within their vision. If you press them further, trying to force them to see the facts, so you move the facts around so that they can see them outside their blind spots, they will take that as aggression and fight you because they don't have opinions. They have blind spots. They will fight like hell to maintain them. Look at this one. Here we go. I've got one all lined up. Here we go. Is that it? There it is. Here's a blind spot. This is Matt Gaetz, huge piece of shit. Saying, "Dear Congress, on behalf of my fellow Florida man in grave need of assistance, just send us like half of what you sent Ukraine. Signed, your fellow Americans." We passed a bill on Friday that included $18.8 billion for FEMA's hurricane response. Every Florida Republican, including Matt Gaetz, voted against it. Voted no. Matt Gaetz voted no in his job of voting for laws and shit, and then went on Twitter and begged for money. The people who need to see this won't see it because they have a blind spot, and they want that blind spot. They need that blind spot. They can't see the facts. They can't be shown things like that. The conservatives who need to know about this will never see it. Conservatives will not know that this bill, and if presented the idea, they will dodge. Well, that's not what he meant. It wasn't what he was talking about. That bill would have taken 6 more months to get here. Or they will deny. It's too little, too late. Why didn't they do this sooner? Or they'll just discredit. You can't trust that Jerry Connolly guy. He's a Dem. That's their scam. have blind spots, then dodge, deny, discredit. So that's my rant for this evening. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. I think I got some funnies to look at. So how about we look at those? Let's look at some funnies. If you're watching, hop into chat. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. Hop over to the YouTube link, and you can watch over there, and you can watch old videos, or hop into the Discord, and you can go there and leave me links to talk about and things that you think are important. Toss them into the Discord, and I'll take a look at them. We'll bring them up on screen, and we'll all look at them together. It'll be interactive. It'll be a good time. So, what else have we got tonight? We've got Jack Smith. We'll look at that one here in just a minute. That fake Jack Smith. We'll just close off DeSantis, and we'll close off this one. Oh, this is just fun. This is my guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at him. Scott Pressler. I don't know who that is. I don't know why he's here, but he was speaking as we were waiting for Elon and Trump to get up there. So you got your lesser acts up beforehand. You got your opening bands and stuff like that. And here's his opening act. Here we go. Go.
To our beautiful Amish and Lancaster and across the state, we will protect your raw milk, your dairy, your farming, your school choice, your religious freedom.
Your religious freedom to drink raw milk. And you know what? I'm kind of on board for it. I'm kind of hoping that, listen, okay, so listen. Republicans, get out of here. You're not allowed to hear this part. This is secret leftist discussion, okay? This is secret left-wing discussion only. No right-wing people allowed. Guys, okay, is everybody gone? All the Republicans are gone? Okay, great. You guys are all out. I think we should make this raw milk thing a really powerful thing. I think we should really push the government banning raw milk, because then they'll get mad and start drinking more of it. And then they'll drink more of it, and then they'll get sick. Either one of two things happens. They die, or they learn not to drink raw milk. And then maybe, if we're lucky, some of them will be able to link cause and effect and recognize that the government was trying to protect them from drinking something dangerous. Maybe. I mean, I don't expect many of them to do this. I mean, most of them are going to die. But I think we should push it. I think as leftists, we should all push this and be like, no, you can't drink raw milk. You can't drink raw milk. No. I'm the government and I know better. And I'm telling you, you can't drink raw milk. You're not allowed. And then in their defiance, they will go and they will seek it out. And in seeking it out, they will create a market. And in that market, the black market will just give them or the raw milk that they want, and then they will die. Or maybe they'll get sick and become a better, smarter, more human person. You realize a religious leader will just say God told them you can't drink raw milk, and it'll change all of their minds. It wasn't the government. It was God. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, but okay, so in my evil, nefarious plan here, I've constructed the government to say don't drink raw milk. Then you think a religious leader will then say and agree with the government? Nah, man. That religious leader would have to agree with the government. KBP. He'd be drummed out. He wouldn't be a religious leader anymore. They'd boot him right the hell out. They'd be like, hey, what are you doing? Commie bastard, some bitch, get out of here. And then they would remove him from his post. I think this is a good plan. I think this is a good idea. Yeah, it's called control. That's how it works. It's how it works for millennia. No, I don't think so. Well, they would get rid of him, I think, for agreeing with the government. And then we'll no. If the religious leader does it, then we hire him to work for the government. Then the right won't trust him anymore. They won't believe him. They won't listen to any of the things that he says. He works for the government. Get rid of him. You don't kill spies, KVP. You pay them, and then they can't be trusted anymore. So it's fine. Maybe this plan will work. Or maybe I'm just having a pipe dream. I don't know. What have we got? We've got, think about the Pope. He's a government. Well, no, he's not. He gives out edicts that the half of the Catholics don't even pay attention to. He gives you his opinion. He tells you things. And half of the people in the congregation don't like it anyway. So they just do whatever the hell they want. I mean, I've known lots of Catholics that use birth control. And they know they're not supposed to. But, who cares? Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the people who we need to drink the raw milk are going to listen to and do the exact thing that the government tells them not to do. So I think we should weaponize that. I think if they're so anti-government that they eat ivermectin and drink raw milk, that we should just be empowering them to do so. I don't use birth control. I'm trying to spread my seed. Yeah, see, exactly, Mr. Juicy. But are you a Catholic? That's the important bit. Are you doing that in defiance of your Catholic faith and the Pope? If you're doing so, that makes it nastier, doesn't it? Makes it dirty. And that makes it more fun. I mean, that's why I know I'm completely off topic here, but that's why there's all that stupid step sibling porn on the hub. It's because it's got to be bad to make it feel good. I'm whatever religion gets to be laid the most. Yeah, I worship myself. No, I'm not a religious man. Well, there you go. See, if you were told not to and you did it anyway, it's naughty and it's more fun. It feels better. That's the point I'm getting to. If with these people and this raw milk nonsense that's going on, if the government tells you don't drink raw milk, there's an entire group of people. We all know people like that. The government says, do not drink raw milk. And they put up a sign that says raw milk is bad, not allowed, it's forbidden. And then they put up signs all over the place, do not drink raw milk, it is bad and it's dangerous. I know lots of people in my real life that would start looking around. Just, hey, you got any milk? You know, they would go seeking it out because now it's a forbidden fruit. Forbidden fruit is delicious, man. And in this case, they would be the worst kind of people. And those worst kind of people would get sick and maybe die. Not happy about that, but maybe this is the gene washing that we've always needed. Now I have to put $1 in the Nazi jar for suggesting eugenics. Again, hope you're happy. That jar is getting really full. We're going to have a great pizza party once it's full. Got milk campaign round 2. Yeah, exactly. So let's look at another funny. I think what else did I have? Okay, so yeah, here we go. We got fake Jack Smith. Many of you are seeing large accounts pushing polymarket betting odds on Twitter. Sample image attached. So if you haven't seen this yet, you're about to. Well, I mean, I'm going to show it to you, but over the next week, this is going to pop up more often, more and more over the next week or two. Everybody's going to be talking about this. Every social media is going to be pushing this fucking idea. And it is Donald Trump with 54% of the vote, Kamala with 45%. Now, where did this come from? This came from polymarket.com/elections. Waldo, what's Polymarket? I've never heard of that. They're a gambling website run by Peter Thiel, a hard-right lunatic who bought J.D. Vance's senatorial seat. So J.D. Vance was bankrolled by this guy because he was the nicest-looking Republican guy who could remember all the talking points, and is going to absolutely cut Peter Thiel's taxes when he's in charge. They absolutely will. He runs a gambling website where you gamble about who wins elections. That used to be illegal, but somehow either the law has changed or they've found some sort of sneaky way around it. I don't know. Let's see. So, don't trust Polymarket is what I'm telling you, first of all. A few things to know. Polymarket operates as an offshore predictive betting platform outside of the purview of U.S. regulations. Well, there we go. So now we figured out how they're doing it. It's offshore internet-based gambling on elections. Polymarket's lead investor is Peter Thiel. Yes, Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance's mentor, of $70 million to get him, to buy him a Senate seat. Therefore, it is no surprise Polymarket's predictions are slanted in favor of Trump, while other competitor markets, Kalshi Predict favor Kamala Harris. They're part of the Trump should have won narrative on November 6th. So, if and when Donald Trump loses, all of his fans will go back to this image and tell you that she cheated. They will go back to this image and tell you, look, this number written by Polymarket, why would they have relied on me, had told me that Donald Trump was going to win. But he didn't. Clearly something went wrong. Clearly she cheated. Clearly there was a 1 a.m. vote dump. And they'll lie their asses off. And Peter Thiel will get more money from it. Peter Thiel is a businessman. He wants your money. He's not here to help you. He's not here to show a nice graph. He's not here to put that accurate information out into the world. No. Peter Thiel wants your money. And if he thinks he can get more money by showing you a red map, then he will, by God. If he thinks that you will, if showing a blue map gets him more money, then that's what he'll do. He's an information broker who's not interested in information. He's interested in selling you whatever makes you empty your pockets. He will tell you whatever you want to hear. Just give him a damn dollar. And here's KBP, gambling left and right. Look at him. He's addicted. See how addicting gambling is? It's a dangerous thing. You should avoid it. The hell happened to my hair? I need new headphones. These are killing me. They're ruining my hair. It's gorgeous, amazing lion's mane that I've got going on, and it's all dicked up because of these cheap headphones. Gambling. Look at KBP. Look at him go. If you're in chat, you can do the same with exclamation slots. Look at him. He's having a great time. He's just lost 50 points, but he's addicted. He can't stop. He can't stop. I shouldn't have introduced him to Peter Thiel or Polymarket, because now he's going to go to Polymarket and bet on who's going to win in Pennsylvania. And somehow, no matter who wins in Pennsylvania, Peter Thiel takes your money. That's all there's to it. If Kamala wins, he's going to get paid. If Trump wins, he's going to get paid through tax cuts. If Kamala wins, it's because he put the bet on her when she was an underdog at 2-to-1 odds or something like that, and he doubled his money. And if Trump wins, he gets a tax cut. It's amazing. It's a fantastic system. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing could possibly go wrong with this system. It is an amazing system. Polymarket, great, amazing. If you hear Polymarket, stop trusting what the person is selling or saying. I think the Young Turks, TYT, Cenk just jumped in bed with these people, and I'm not going to watch him anymore because he's, well, first of all, drama llamas in chat for, what's her name? Anna Kasparian leaving the left. Lots of drama there. And then Cenk is taking Polymarket money. And in taking all that money, I don't trust him anymore. Polymarket is a gigantic scam. It's the latest crypto. It's the new NFT. It really is. Remember all that money you made off of those apes? Well, he's going to make it off of gambling for political elections. Betting on who wins, betting on who loses, who can cover the spread. And when you lose, you'll give him your money. And he will use social media to try to control people into believing certain things and certain not things so that it can change his payout and the amount of money that he's going to make. This is insane. Why is this allowed? I know it's an offshore thing, according to this message. It is an offshore thing. Yeah, it's Polymarket operates as an offshore predictive betting platform outside of the purview of U.S. regulations. Well, then we need new fucking regulations. How about that? Wild, crazy Waldo telling you need regulations for betting on presidential elections. Yeah, I think we do need regulations on that. Do we want to listen to Tucker Carlson? Do we want to listen to him talk for a few minutes and then I interrupt him all the time to tell him why he's wrong? Or do we just want to end stream? No, we'll do it. It's only a few minutes long and it's only 8:30, so it's still a little early. Let's take a break first, though. Let's take a little break. Take 3-1 odds on changing the regulation. Yeah, exactly. There's somebody down below my feet. I didn't let him kiss me. I just got close. He wasn't licking my bloody toe. I wouldn't have let him do that. Because once the babies like that get a taste for blood, that they'll become unstoppable killing machines, and I don't need him killing me in my sleep. Because once he gets a taste for blood, he'll be insatiable. It's true. It's a thing. Anyway, let's listen to Tucker Carlson for a minute. You're going to wake up with no toes. I go to sleep with 10 and I wake up with 9. I'm like, wait a minute. I swear I had 10 toes yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. I got 9 toes. Son of a bitch. Did it fall off? Where'd it go? I'd be checking under the bed. Flipping out the blanket like when you lose your phone in bed and you're like, is it in here? Looking for a toe. It's in Bobo's belly. The beast devoured my pinky toe. He's coming back for the rest later. I mean, might take him a few years to eat me, I suppose. Completely, top to bottom, Them there Bobo toes, yeah. Those are my toes now, he said. Okay. Let's listen to Tucker Carlson talk. Stop being silly. I've never been silly a day in my life. I don't know who told you I was. It's Between Two Ferns with Tucker. Yeah. This is Between Two Ferns with Tucker Carlson. Here we go. Let's listen to him say a bunch of just absolute nonsense.
I am in danger.
I am in danger, it's true. Gonna get eaten by a very tiny dog.
Why have all these Republicans publicly announced that they're voting for Kamala Harris? If you told me 10 years ago that Bill Kristol, who I spent 5.5 years working for, Dick Cheney, who I knew, his creepy little daughter, who I knew very well, Mike Pence, all these people, they're all voting for Kamala Harris. The Bushes, all voting for Kamala Harris.
That's because Donald Trump is an authoritarian surrounded by fascists. That's why. They know that he will cancel the Constitution, destroy our entire democracy, and he's immune to crime, apparently.
George W. Bush, Jeb Bush, voting for Kamala Harris. How did that happen? But they are. That's the problem. They just don't care about the country.
Donald Trump doesn't care about the country. He's going to turn it into his own little playground where he does whatever he wants. He's going to be an authoritarian. Everything he feels will be acted upon. If he doesn't like a thing, it'll be illegal. If he does like a thing, it'll be legal. It doesn't matter what it is.
They're mad that Trump might have one fewer war over the next 4 years.
That's just idiotic. They're mad that Trump might have fewer wars. Donald Trump's entire plan has been strength Every time he's in front of a camera and you ask him about war, he's like, we have to be strong. You have to be strong. You can't get anywhere with weakness. What we have to do is make sure that nobody ever steps out of line. If they do, we hit them with overwhelming power. If you step out of line, you just get bombed. That's his plan. War. He's going to prevent anybody from doing anything wrong, anybody from stepping out of line, by bombing the fuck out of them. That's what his plan is, his actual plan. And Tucker doesn't see that because he imagines, he's bought into, he's drinking his own Kool-Aid, that he's been spreading this nonsense about how Donald Trump doesn't start wars, even though he dropped the largest non-nuclear bomb ever and assassinated Soleimani. We would have fewer wars because Trump would capitulate to Russia. Well, he would give Russia what they want, but then Russia would take more, and then someone else, he would take part of Estonia, he would take part of Latvia, he would take part of one of those other used to be Eastern Bloc countries, and then they would fight back, and then Donald Trump would say, stop having a war. The war would continue. It's just underground, away from Donald Trump, is where that war would happen. And he would take us into war with Iran. He hates Iran. He would absolutely give Israel everything they want, and Israel would bulldoze the entirety of Gaza, then the entirety of the West Bank, immediately if Donald Trump wins. And he would cheer them on, he would clap, and he would laugh, and he would point, and he would talk about how they used their strength. That's what happens. They did what they had to do. And we'll get worse wars. Joe Biden dragged us out of Afghanistan, and Tucker complained about it. He hates war, this Tucker guy, but he hates it when Biden ends a war. There's no pleasing these people. It's almost like they're full of shit and don't care if they're saying things that are true or correct.
And that's like, it's a clarifying moment, and I think this very often. I'm really grateful for how clear things are now.
Things are so clear now within politics. I'm so glad that everything's so clear. What in the fuck is he talking about?
It's really obvious who's on whose side.
No, it's not. It's literally the opposite, man. Elon Musk, a couple of months ago, suggested that media companies shouldn't be biased, and now he's on a stage with Donald Trump. I am old enough to remember, it was so long ago, I'm old. I remember when all the Republicans and all the conservatives were mad that Twitter was run by a politically biased organization. They were wrong. It wasn't. And then the people in charge, Jack Dorsey or whatever was in charge at the time, was trying their ass off to keep things in the center. But the center is too far left for the Republicans. The center is too far left for most of the Tuckers and their fans and Trump fans. That's too far left for them. And now they cheer when Elon is on stage with Donald Trump.
And all I care about is preserving the country that I grew up in for my kids. That's
backward-facing ideology. Don't I always say that? The Republicans face backward. He wants to save the country and have his kids grow up in the same country that he did 40 years ago. Backward-facing ideology.
Not too much to ask. I don't want it to change radically. I don't want it to become much worse.
He doesn't want it to change. Stop being different. Don't let tomorrow be different than yesterday. They are a backward-facing ideology.
Economic cycles come and go, but a culture, a people, that's permanent. That's permanent.
When has any culture been permanent? When has any people been permanent? This man is out of his goddamn mind. Cultures are permanent. Name one. Our current culture is only this old.
Ozymandias would like a word.
Ozymandias would like a word. Exactly. Good call, Malcidian. There is no permanent culture. Name one permanent culture. This is the problem with the conservative mind. He grew up a certain way and assumed that it had always been that way, and it always will be. He thinks he's at the end of history, not neck deep within it. You and I, dear viewer, are in the middle of history. It's not over. It's not done. And everybody, all the winners won and all the losers lost, and now we just live in the same place forever. Cancel culture there, yeah. Now we're living in cancel culture. history never stops. You are neck deep in it. You're not at the end of it. There is no such thing as a permanent culture. I mean, the Egyptians 3,000 years ago, did their culture survive? No. What about the culture of 1597 in England? Radically different from what ours is. What about even within our relative lifetimes? The 60s. Was culture the exact same in the 60s as it was in the 70s? No. Was it the same in the 80s? God, no. Was it the same in the 90s? No. You can't even go a decade with a single culture. But according to him, culture is eternal.
Go, but a culture, a people, that's permanent. That's permanent.
Permanent. This is the malfunction within his brain that causes him to be at odds with me. When I am at odds with him, it's because I recognize everything changes and everything moves forward and we must progress properly. He's saying, no, right here is perfect, and this is exactly the spot within time that we all have to exist forever. Permanent, he says.
I'd do 10 years of recession. I'd sell my house in exchange for not having a society completely transformed by foreigners.
And again, foreigners, because he doesn't like them. That's the change in culture that he doesn't like. People who are from a different country than him. He doesn't like them. This is why we call you racist, Tucker. Because you would cut off our society into a tiny little bubble so that people who aren't from here don't come here. Blood and soil. Such an easy thing to say when you know what you propose will never happen. Well, he's pushing to make it happen. He's working his ass off to get people to vote for Donald Trump so that he can invoke and push blood and soil rhetoric into law.
Okay, that's the truth. By not, I mean it.
And that's what they clap at, blood and soil.
And there's no Republican who will say that.
Not out loud anyway. They're thinking it, and they're very secretly dog whistling towards it. But this is why you get in trouble, Tucker. You keep saying the fascist part out loud. Listening to white nationalists like him makes me the idea of our immigration nation bizarre. Yeah, a nation of immigrants. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses who are yearning to breathe free. Very nice stuff. White nationalists hate that shit.
It's all about GDP and growth and whatever. It's like, what you're saying bears no resemblance to what I want,
which is a white nationalist society, a society of white, straight Christian families. That is what he wants. Why is everybody so mad at him for trying to make it happen?
Which is a stable, happy country. That's what I want, a stable, happy country. And I lived in one. I know it's possible.
I lived in one because where he grew up, white Christian families with traditional marriages, very few divorces. That is what he's going for. Christian nationalism, white nationalism.
You destabilized it with your stupid wars. And last thing I'll say, now I'm totally out of control, but these people should all have to answer for their foreign policy of the last 20 years. I covered that stuff. I was on the first plane out of D.C. to the Middle East after September 11th. So I just...
Why would you go there? That doesn't even make any sense. You're a news guy, dude. But it doesn't make any sense. Growing up, he wasn't aware there was a nation. All I knew was his white suburb. Yeah, exactly. And that's the way that everybody always lived forever beforehand, KBP. Don't you know that that's exactly how everybody for the past 5,000 years existed in a white suburb with 2-car garage, 2.5 kids, and a mom and a dad that loved each other? That's how all society worked for 5,000 years. According to him.
I'm not an expert. I never pretended to be one, but I've been to all their wars. I've watched all this stuff. And I don't understand how the people who planned all that are still making the decisions, and no one's ever had to apologize. No one ever asks John Bolton.
John Bolton, the neocon war hawk. I do believe John Bolton is a war hawk. But you were on his side, Tucker. You were on his side when we went into Iraq. You wanted that. You proclaimed how good of an idea it was and that we need to fight them over there so we don't have to fight them over here. You were on board for all of these things.
Like, why haven't you apologized? You said we were going to get one thing. We didn't get it. We spent trillions of dollars. We killed almost all the Christians in Iraq. I am Christian, so I think it's fair to ask, like, what was that about?
we killed all the Christians in Iraq? That doesn't even make any sense. We killed lots of people in Iraq. We probably cost 1 million people their lives, but we weren't picking and choosing based on their religion. They might have been picking and choosing based on their religion, who they were fighting and stuff like that, but we didn't. And he was on board for all of those things when they were happening. This is a very typical conservative thing to do. Push for everything Reagan has ever said, push for everything George Bush Sr. ever said. Then about 10 years later, you're like, hey, I didn't really like those guys. When things start to fall apart and things go wrong, nah, it wasn't really my thing. I wasn't a big Reagan guy. Tucker Carlson is telling you he wasn't on board for Iraq invasion. He was. He loved it. He wanted some more of it.
And you never apologized. If my kids get a B in English class, they have to apologize. Because that's the difference between a human being and a sociopath.
No, it's not. You don't know what either of those words mean.
A human being grows by admitting fault. It's called...
He's never admitted fault to anything his entire life. You have to admit fault, but he won't because he's never made a mistake. You see, you're the psychopath. You're the psychopath because you don't apologize to him for the mistakes that he made in the past. He's insane.
Repentance. And it's absolutely essential. There's no sin that I personally will not forgive. I mean it. And there's no sin that I would not personally forgive in another person if that person was contrite and asked for forgiveness. Because that's what my religion demands. But if you're not even forced to apologize or express contrition, and instead you continue to rule my country, misrule it, we have a system that's so far out of whack that I'm surprised we haven't had some kind of revolution, because it's crazy.
Now he's talking revolution. What is out of whack, Tucker? I would suggest to you that it's the Republicans who are out of whack. I come on here every damn night and talk about Mike Johnson, who wants more federal aid, but refuses to call together the Congress that he's in charge of to get federal aid. We have Matt Gaetz saying, where's all our money? Why didn't you give us money like you gave to Ukraine? And he votes against giving money. Man, the people who are out of whack are the right wing right now. They want that chaos. They want the things to go wrong. They want government to fail so that they can point at it and say, look, it failed. Vote for me. And then when they get in charge, they don't do anything because they don't know how to do anything except point at government failure. It's the only skill they have. And they're not even that good at it. If they can't find any, they'll just make it up. Wouldn't being forced invalidate the apology? Yes, I know it would. You have to mean it. But he doesn't care. He doesn't mind forcing people into things they don't like. Then what else was I going crazy about? Anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, revolution. Like the last time we had anything close to a revolution was Jan 6th, which was all based on lies, based on nonsense, based on imagination.
The Tea Party was one of the revolutions that
Yeah, it's
occurred.
like the Tea Party, January 6th, like the most normal people in the country.
Normal people in the country. All those normal people that have 7 Trump stickers and 8 Trump shirts and have Trump tattoos and showed up on Jan 6th to wreck the Capitol.
Is this a math puzzle?
Yes, this is a math puzzle. Most normal people in the country. Yeah, it's great.
What was not one person on January 6th was carrying a firearm.
Lie. Some of them had firearms.
What were they carrying? Pocket constitutions.
And large American flags with which to hit people with. And they were and pepper spray. They brought lots of pepper spray and zip ties. Remember that guy who was tactical? He had all the tactical gear on and he had zip ties so that he could restrain the members of the government that he caught. He didn't catch any, but that's what he wanted. And nooses. Yeah, they had at least one noose.
They're carrying pocket constitutions. So and
did they assault and kill that police officer with pocket constitutions? I think they did a little bit more than that, but he wants to whitewash that. He needs to sane wash it. He needs to stop it from being bad, because if I think it's bad and you think it's bad, then we won't listen to him and we won't vote for Trump. So he needs to sane wash it. He needs to slow walk it.
They went to jail, like some 65-year-old diabetic grandmother. Really? That's an insurrection?
900 people have been found guilty so far.
No, it's not. They were people who, some of them did rowdy things that I'm opposed to. I hate vandalism, okay?
Vandalism. Just some rowdy stuff on Jan 6. Don't pay no attention. Don't listen to it. No. Those libs are just getting their panties in a bunch. They did a little bit of vandalism and they got a little rowdy. And 6 people died and the police were assaulted. But we're not going to talk about that. That's not important. We're not talking about that.
But the overwhelming majority of them wanted to preserve the system. That's why they were mad. They weren't trying to overthrow it. They were trying to preserve it.
They were trying to preserve the voting system. You know, like you do when all the evidence suggests that Donald Trump lost. All the evidence said Donald Trump lost. All the arithmetic, all of the facts said that he lost. They refused to accept it and then tried to preserve the system. They're tearing the system down. You absolute cretin. You absolute liar.
And they watched our system in the process of being overthrown, which it has been.
By who? The person who won the election.
And they're the villains? I don't think you're the villain, actually. If you want to preserve the greatest country in the world in some recognizable way.
There's that preserve again, that backward-facing ideology. Preserve, make it like it used to be. Don't let it go forward. Don't let it change. Don't drive forward. Don't let your kids grow up. Don't let me get old. Don't let my pee-pee stop working because I can't keep it up anymore. Make things go backward.
You're not the bad guy. You're not the radical. I'm often called radical. I'm the least radical person you've ever met. I'm like the most moderate person. I just want things to be... My parents
You're a white nationalist, a Christian nationalist. You are radical.
got divorced. I don't like change.
He doesn't like change. There you see.
I don't. I mean it. I'm not a radical. I'm just the opposite. Like, it was that way last year. Let's keep it that way. I kind of like that. I go to the restaurant, I know the same thing. That's
an insane thing, right? Like, okay, I know I'm ragging on it, but you go to the restaurant and you order the same thing every time? Am I thinking, okay, you guys tell me if I'm being crazy. He's tubular. Yeah, he is. He's not radical. He's tubular. Do you go to the same restaurant every time and order the exact same thing? That sounds insane to me. That really, is this a thing people do? Is this a thing he does? Is he a crazy person for doing it? Do you guys think that he's crazy? Do you do the same thing? Maybe I'm out of touch here. It's entirely possible that I'm out of touch and I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to go to a different restaurant every time. Yeah, I like some of them. I've been to the same restaurant many times to the same place, but I want to get a different thing. I want to see what their clam chowder is. Then I want to taste their fries. Then I want to taste their fish. And then I want to eat. I want the entire menu, basically, but I know that I can't afford it or can't fit it all in my stomach. So I'll get something different next time. The man clearly hates change. Yeah, and I think that is the crux of his bad politics, is that he expects things to stay the same forever. That's stupid. Don't expect that. Why would you expect that? How could you possibly pay attention to the world around you and expect it to be the same next year as it was last? That's dumb. That is willful ignorance. It's blindness almost. Like he doesn't have opinions. He's got blind spots and he's fighting like hell to keep them, fighting like hell to maintain them. You're a poor person. You don't try anything new, order the same thing every time. Yeah, maybe. No, I'm hungry for Ivars. Now you're hungry for Ivars. I know. It used to be one of my favorites. They don't have the garlic malt vinegar anymore. Like they don't do it. Does anybody want to see contained piglets naked? Gross. Piglet? Don't put piglet in your name if you're going to come on here like a robot and start pushing stuff like that. Piglet. Gross. Anyway, what was I thinking? We were thinking about Ivars. Yeah. But no, COVID made them shut down and they never put the garlic malt vinegar back out there. And that upsets me greatly because that was one of my favorite things to do is you go there, you go to Ivars, you get your fish, and then they got a gigantic jug of malt vinegar and it's got whole cloves of garlic just floating in it. And then you just splash that onto your fish, and it's fantastic. Contaminated piglet. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, let's get back on track. What are we doing? We got sidetracked. There's only a few seconds left. I'm not a revolutionary. No, I know you're not a revolutionary unless he says, I'm not radical, I'm not revolutionary. But the time dimension exists and it is moving forward without you. What you are doing, Mr. Tucker, is fighting tooth and nail to stand still while the time dimension goes on without you. And the longer that lasts, the farther you get out of time, the harder you fight and the more crazy you seem. And the more painful this is going to be for you when you are eventually forced to move forward.
So I'm not a revolutionary. I hate revolutionaries. Revolutions never make things better. They always just wreck stuff. I hate wrecking stuff. It took someone a long time to build that. It took you 2 minutes to wreck it. You're the villain.
Now, this sentence does not jive with conservatism. It doesn't. It took someone a long time to build that. Like, say the government. Say the National Oceanographic and Aeronautic Association, NOAA, or the National Weather Service. Those things took a long time to build. But conservatives want to tear them down in 2 minutes. The Department of Education took a long time to build that. Lots of smart people came together. They decided how the Department of Education ought to function, and they put their best foot forward, and they put together the Department of Education. Conservatives want to tear it down. Either it's not conservative to tear those things down, or Tucker here is wrong about what conservatism is, which I think he is. He will say whatever he wants to say whenever he feels like it. Doesn't have to be connected to the past. Doesn't have to be connected to things he said in the past. He's talking about how he's anti-war when he was cheerleading the invasion of Iraq. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter. He's got blind spots. He doesn't know that he cheerleaded for the Iraq, and if you showed it to him, he would dodge, deny, and discredit you because he must maintain the blind spot.
And so this grandmother who's like, no, the Constitution says this. She's the radical? No, you're the radical, Kamala Harris. You hate the people of this country. You hate the way things have been done. You despise our history. You despise the people who created this country. You're a scary Bolshevik radical. We're not. We tie our boats together.
We tie our boats together. Okay, so Kamala's not a leftist. I'm farther left than she is. Always have been. She's not a Bolshevik. That's just dog whistle for communists or something like that. Not true. Not even close. Then we tie our boats together, suggesting that community, we should have like a government that ties all our boats together so we all go about the same speed and nobody gets left behind. We'll call it a community government. What if communists, motherfuckers pushing communism but doesn't know it. He doesn't push anything because he doesn't know what he's saying. He has no idea where any of these words mean. He's a buffoon who says whatever he feels at the moment, and sometimes people clap and give him money to say it. He doesn't know what communism means. He doesn't know what Bolshevik means. He just knows that they're bad words. And then when we tie our boats together, that sounds like a community effort that would lead us to communism. Everybody gets to go along the river at the same path. But what if my boat works faster than yours and I don't want to go as slow as you? I paid for a bigger boat. Well, no, we have to tie it together. Okay, well, great. Now we're communists. He has no idea what he's talking about. He doesn't know what the words mean. He's out of his damn mind. But he's got blind spots. And he morphs his brain to keep those blind spots in place. You know, if you put the information in front of him, if you move it up so he can see it, he'll just move and he'll dodge, he'll deny, and he'll discredit you. That's not real information. You can't trust that. That came from CNN. You can't trust the Clinton News Network, honestly. He'll dodge and be like, nah, that's not what we meant, or this isn't what we're talking about, or why are you changing the subject? Waldo, we were talking about boats. Or they'll just deny, no, that's not what we meant. That's not what I'm talking about. They'll bend their facts in a way so that they can keep their blind spots. It's very weird. It requires a lot of effort too. I would imagine they would be tired. So if you are tired, conservative, of doing all that, don't vote for Donald Trump. Take the Waldo off-ramp. It's the Waldo off-ramp. That's what we're going to call it. Waldo off-ramp. Leave it blank. Don't vote for Trump. If you're a conservative, if you're right-wing, vote for your Republican governor. Vote for your Republican senator. Vote for your Republican House member. I don't like any of those people either. But none of them are as bad as Donald Trump. Don't vote for him. Leave it blank. Take the Waldo off-ramp. And that's it for me tonight. It is almost 9 o'clock. I did a full stream. I'm glad we did that last bit. I was getting a little tired and wasn't sure if anybody was interested. But then we got to think about contaminated piglet, and I'm glad I stuck around for it. I'm here for the contaminated piglets. Thanks for being here, KVP. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody who was here. Malcidian, thanks for coming. Shinsinto, always a pleasure. And I will be back, let's see, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. In case anything crazy happens. I'll see if anything crazy happens with the storm and stuff like that. I think it's coming in like tomorrow or something like that. I think everybody's going to get hit with the storm tomorrow. So maybe we'll look at that. And let's see. I think that's it. So Wednesday, headlines. If you've got a headline to talk about, if you've got something you want me to talk about, if you've got something that's interesting, pop it into the Discord right there. Go on over there. If you've got anything you want to talk about, throw it in there. And we'll bring it up on screen and we'll talk about it together. If you want to watch old streams, you can do so at the YouTube link. You can go to YouTube, Waldo's Political Stream on YouTube, and look at all the old links, look at all the old videos. I take all of these streams, chop them down into manageable bits and turn them into individual things and shorts. So what's happening? October 15th. Okay, this is a little inside YouTube knowledge. October 15th, they're launching a new short format. They can be up to 3 minutes long. Now, when YouTube offers a new thing, puts up a new service, they really, really, really push it. So I've already created a 3 minute long video. I'm gonna throw it through the editing filter so that it's vertical, like these stupid fucking cell phones. Who the fuck? Vertical video. I hate it. Stupid. Anyway, I'm just an old man yelling about the clouds now. I've got a 3 minute video. I'm going to put it out on October 15th. It's stuff from other streams. You've probably seen it, but it's good. It's 3 minutes. And on October 15th, I'll remind you and I'll put it into the Discord. But if you go there and you watch it, then the algorithm is going to pick it up and YouTube is pushing it out to lots of people. So then lots of people will see it and then it'll go out to more people and then YouTube will, boost it, So I get a boost in views and stuff like that. And that would be nice. So I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you. Look for that on October 15th and then click it and watch it. Thank you very much. That is it for me tonight. I appreciate everybody who's here. Thank you very much. And I am going to leave before the woke mob cancels me. That's my new that's my new outro phrase. How do you like it? Is it good? All right. I'm really closing it this time. Good night. Goodbye.